All right, here we are back with another episode. We got the boys from Anytides, and we're continuing on the small business wave. And like we agreed before we started, we'll pass it to Jackson first to for the introductions.
Yeah, so I'm Jackson, Doremus, and I'm Will Deschenes. So yeah, we're in Burlington right now, but I'm from Massachusetts and Jackson's from New Hampshire. Yeah, and right now we got 3 days left until Will ships out to Hood, and then yeah, we're gonna have to find a new place. TBD on that.
Jeez. So we got the guys in Burlington, Vermont. I didn't tell you this before, but I'm in Burlington, Connecticut. So we got the nice cross Burlington functionality. And Jackson, what happened, dude? You got crutches behind you and you're injured.
Yeah. Also the hands. I was at Super Unknown, and on the first day, like the third hit on the second feature, just like warming up, everyone was just warming up and tried to trick on a flat down. Thought I was going way faster than I actually was, and did a switch straddle on the rail, and my leg caught on the last support post, and yeah, snapped my fibula pretty aggressively. Luckily it was inside the boot, so it wasn't like an explosive thing where I need surgery, but not really that fun. And super bummed I didn't get to ski the rest of the week or go to Hood after that. So
Yeah.
still a good time though, for sure.
Yeah, you were kind of the star of the part two edit they just put out. And honestly, if you just watched the clip of your crash, you wouldn't be able to tell that you broke it. Because what did you say? You just looked at the camera, you're like, ow, that hurt, or something, like something super mellow.
Yeah. I was like, okay, my leg was like in a gnarly position inside my boot. Um, and then I like, yeah, obviously like said that, and then I tried to move, and I was like, oh, my foot is not okay. And I think I said that a few more times. People ran over and unclipped my skis, and I just ripped my boot off, and I was like, oh, I'm good, feel fine. Tried to stand on it. I was like, oh, I can like hold some weight. Tried to put a little more weight, and that's kind of when I sat down and haven't really stood back up since. Ended up going to the ER and got an X-ray, and like on the way there, Connor, the dude who was running the event at level one, I was like telling him, I was like, I think I'll be back pretty soon. Like I bet it's just like crazy muscle bruise because my calf got pancaked. No, it was fully broken. So yeah, super unfortunate, but it's the way she goes sometimes.
Yeah, that's brutal. I mean, did you get to stay for the rest of the festivities, or did you just ship home after that?
They were super chill about it. Everybody was I stayed, and they were super chill about it. Everyone was like super considerate. First few days, people just brought food to me in the room because I just stayed. We were like in the hotel on site at the mountain, like just looking at the hill. Super sick spot. And I was feeling good enough to go up one of the days, filmed a little bit with Connor's cam, sat in the editing room with Gavin, gave a little bit of input here and there. But other than that, I just kind of kicked it. And the last night I went bowling, and that was fun. Pretty funny to watch me bowl because it was also offhand because I got a cast because I broke my hand in Quebec. But yeah, overall, it was super sick. Everyone there was super cool, and I was really hyped that I was able to go. Just nice weather too, but yeah, hopefully I can just go back to Mammoth at some point and ski because that was the thing I was most excited for.
Yeah. Well, I mean, congrats on getting invited. Sorry to hear about you getting injured. That obviously that sucks, but we usually do background on people, two of you guys. So maybe we'll start at like how you guys met each other, like one of you being from New Hampshire and one of you being from Massachusetts, and we'll kind of take over from there if that works.
With that, yeah, I guess it was like 6 years ago at Champlain when we both were freshmen there.
It was kind of funny. I don't know. I always knew of Jackson because he was trying to do like the street filming and everything, and I'd just see him at the mountain, but we didn't really hang out too much.
Yeah, I think the first time we actually hung out, I like went to his room and we just looked at his freshly mounted skis, being super hyped little freshmen that we were. And then the first time we skied together was at the Champlain Rail Jam, RIP. And I remember you were like unsure about me at first, and then after the rail jam, you seemed way more down.
Yeah, most people are like that, pretty loose, loose with the judgment calls.
And then yeah, we would just like hang out every now and again and go skiing every once in a while, see each other on hill. And then when did we finally start kicking it more? It was probably the year.
Yeah. I don't know. We always, I don't know, just hung out like pretty frequently, but like say probably like 2019, 2020. I don't know.
It was not 2020.
No, it was definitely when we started like kind of going in on the pants a little bit.
Well, it was or yeah,
no, that was it.
Yeah. So I remember because that was when I didn't have a home. And I was working at, you got me the job at Alpine Shop.
Oh,
yeah. I was just like, I didn't have an apartment. I leased out my subletted my apartment. And I was just floating around filming the Second Street movie that I called Update that our crew had made. Just like full ski mode, wasn't in school at the time. And then I would go to his house a lot because I didn't have my own place. Would always play like video games.
Yeah.
And
finally convinced him to get in at the Alpine Shop. Alpine Shop runs deep, if you don't know.
Yeah, if you don't know about the Alpine Shop, place has some legends that have worked there.
Yeah, shout out to Jim.
Yeah, HG. But I was just there one time and at his house, and he was just like, "Yeah, I got this idea." And pants, and I was super down with it immediately. I was so supportive of the idea.
Yeah, I didn't really know how to sew though, like at all. Like that was like, I literally was just like senior project, trying to do something like fun, like really like, I don't know. I just wanted to throw myself at something, and like, I don't know, snow pants just seemed like a good way to get in there, because yeah, all the homies. Jackson's snow pants were held together with friggin' staples before I made him a pair of canvas ones.
Yeah. So what were you studying that was part of a senior project?
Oh, business. I went to Champlain for business.
Okay. And Jackson, you too?
Yeah, I'm still in school part-time, just kind of going at a slower pace, but can't wait for that to be over.
Yeah. So what years are we looking at? Like what time frame are we looking at for your college years, even though yours is still kind of going on?
I was there 2016 to 2020.
Same.
Yeah. Wait, where were you?
I was at UConn. I wasn't at Champlain, but same year for college. Yeah. So in terms of background, this is something I kind of glossed over, but I'd like to know. So what were your guys' home mountains growing up? Let's plug the roots.
So I grew up at Shawnee Peak in Maine, for sure. Like,
yeah, there was a hill in my town called Pat's Peak that I grew up at, but my home mountain is definitely Mount Sunapee. That's like, I didn't really ski park until I was like 15, and I skied moguls before that, and Sunapee had moguls, so I went there, did some competitions for moguls, and then my homie was like, "You should try the other stuff," and I was kind of discouraged, but ended up trying it, did all right, and then made the transition, and yeah, good time.
Sick. And what's the spot for Champlain while you guys are in college? Like, what's the go-to mountain?
Bush, Sugarbush,
easily.
That's what I figured.
Yeah, for park, like all mountain, just like regular skiing too. Like, there's a lot of good options like Mad River, Stowe, JP.
None of the homies go to Stowe.
None of that.
There's
Stowe
there's a
is
few homies that go to
Stowe is a super sick place, but management, it's just Vail on the East Coast. Like it's like Vail's home base on the East Coast.
Yeah.
So it's unfortunate, but that is the way it is.
Damn. So you want to give everybody not living on the East Coast the rundown on what makes Bush so great?
The lips, the railings. Tell them. Like
I mean,
it's flat. There's no lips onto any rails.
well, yeah, that's true, but also oversimplifying it just a little bit. The first thing is like the whole run you can watch top to bottom from the lift. Like the lift is fully dedicated to skiing park, or the park trails, I mean. And that just alone makes it a really cool vibe because you can just see your homies ski. You can watch whoever's going down the trail. It's like kind of also in a more or less pocketed area of the mountain where the temps are like a slightly different and more enjoyable. So you're not just frigid because it is at the base. Like the lift starts from the base instead of higher up. And yeah, I mean, just Sugarbush Resorts, the park crew kills it. Like I've never been to a place where the park crew is like that. They're just so dedicated. They care so much.
Especially this year. Like the snow melt was crazy. We'd get a storm and it would go away, it would be grass, and then we get another storm and they just like they always held it. PJ always held it together.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, they all put in so much work, but we've been skiing there for a while, and PJ consistently has like stuck out to me to the amount of attention he gives. Like he makes like art on that shit. Like it's sick. But yeah, it's also like places out west, like they like I skied Copper for the first time because I coach UVM, and we were at nationals, and the park was different every single day we went there. But they also have plenty of snow to do that, and it's sick. I'm not discrediting them; they fucking killed it too. But it's just different when you're on the East Coast and you're just working with straight boilerplate ice. Yeah, shout out Sugarbush Parks.
Also, I said it was flat. Like just the lips onto the rails are flat. Like the park itself is like super fast paced and just insane features everywhere.
Yeah, that's facts. Like it's pretty steep trail at points, and the features, it's just like a skate style park, so it's not conventional like feature after feature. And like Will already said, the lips are pretty non-existent, so it's like if you get onto a feature, you wish to get onto that feature. Like there's not a lip. There's maybe like a couple lips in the park that actually put you on the features. And I feel like people don't realize until they've skied Bush, like watching somebody do like a 2 onto a rail at Bush is like, it's very different than doing a 2 onto a rail at another place for the most part. I definitely I had to relearn most of my tricks once I started skiing Bush because it's just harder to do everything. The features are closer together, like putting lines together is more difficult. Like it just makes you a better skier in a lot of aspects. Maybe not so much like bag of tricks, but yeah, it also is like dank because it's kind of similar to skiing street.
Yeah. So who's like the current crew that's riding at in terms of notable names at Bush? Because back in my day, or back in our day, really, since we're the same age, it was Ian Compton, dude. Ian Compton and all the Nordica crew was there, and they'd put out some crazy videos. I'm sure there's other guys I'm forgetting, but like who's there now?
Jackson's there, Chris Bechtold, Andy Hoblitzel. You catch Jamie Amadeo there sometimes. That's always a sight. Dan, Sam, Tall T Dan and Dan Hathaway. And yeah,
Sam Putnam, Kieran McVeigh was there a few times this year, which was sick to see. I don't know if I saw Compton this year. I think I saw him last year. Yeah, he's out and about every once in a while. Sawyer, Sellingham, Dayton's there.
Liam Downey shows up once in a while.
Liam Downey with the SMS kids. Always fun skiing with them. There's just so many people that pull up there that it's just like, it's definitely, in my opinion, like the East Coast like place to be, like Mecca.
The hub.
Yeah, the hub. That's a way better way to put it.
Yeah, that's super sick. I gotta go. It's from Connecticut. It's just
Have you
such a
been up
haul.
here before?
No, and my buddy Grant,
what?
my buddy Grant, who's listening to this, he's gonna laugh when he hears this part because every season, like, or not every season, but like for the past 2 seasons, he's like, all right, we got to do it because his brothers go to school at St. Mike's up there,
Huh.
and
Yeah.
dude, I just have to like travel for work and all this other stuff, and I just never have gotten the time. We've made it to Killington twice this season, just because like that's what we can dedicate the time to in terms of driving and like staying overnight. But I got to get up there, especially like it just sounds super sick.
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
Also, like the trees are great at Sugarbush.
That's what
Yeah.
he says too. Yeah.
Also, I just want to say like the last thing about Sugarbush is that the culture there is very proper, in my opinion.
Yeah. Who's like the driver of the culture there? Like, I know that Tall T Dan, and like from a distance, it seems like he has a big influence there. Is he kind of come and go, or is he a super regular?
So his studio is like what, like 7 minutes from the parking lot. Something
Yeah,
like that.
it's right there.
Yeah, he's right there. He goes when he has time.
You know,
Um,
someone else not to be overlooked, not to cut you off, but Chase. Chase
Oh,
Norman.
of course. Yeah, Chase is the best skier on the East
Yeah,
Coast.
yeah. Hands down.
Sick, dude. I love all the shout outs. We'll have to we'll make sure those guys hear this because that's some good props right there. So going back to the pants. So senior year, you're like, all right, senior design project or senior business project rather. Let's make pants. Where did that come from? Because you said you didn't really have much experience sewing, right?
Yeah, no, I just thought honestly pants would be a little bit easier to get into than jackets. But then what I originally was doing was canvas pants for me and Jackson. But those were insane. Like it was like 40 hours for me to like make a pair of pants. I was so bad. But yeah.
I think you told me it was 52 hours for the pair you made me.
Yeah. Something
It was
something
insane.
silly.
He just handed them to me and was like, "These are yours." It's like, wow, I don't think anybody's ever put that much effort into anything I've gotten.
Yeah. So I guess like how it kind of like rolled out from there is like we wanted to do something like practical. Like I can't spend 40 hours on a pair of pants, but we also wanted to keep it like kind of US based, but basically like on the hours I thought I was never gonna like make a pair of pants to sell. I thought we were gonna have to go to a manufacturer and have them made, you know, traditionally.
Yeah,
But
in
basically
China or something.
yeah. Yeah, but we wanted to keep it inside the US just because like the way everything is now, like it's just such an advantage, like especially like in-house, like the turnaround time is just yeah. Don't have to line up clothing a year out. Just huge advantage.
Yeah.
But basically, yeah, like I guess we were chasing manufacturers for like a little minute there, but basically I just kept trying, kept putting in the effort and got to the point where last fall 2020 we just dropped the apparatus on the market and we started with like 3 pairs for Halloween of 2020 and just went from there and kind of like developed it as I got better at sewing and what was possible and
Yeah,
just
I didn't even think about that. So we graduated 2020 like in the middle of the pandemic. So did you just finish up that project like from your house or was that a fall project? Like in your senior year of college?
I spent 2 semesters trying to like figure out how the heck I was gonna like make an entrance with snow pants and like still like when I graduated like it was not really all that clear. I was trying to make track pants like similar to what like is being put out now, but yeah, we're trying to make track pants and then turned it into the apparatus.
We knew we needed something that was already going on the market, and for at least my stance, I just wanted something that actually could stand out visually, and then also, and this is I think more on Will's side, like stand out how it feels on you, and that's kind of like why we chose. I mean, I mean, originally I remember you liked the track pant material liner that was super light because you're like, I like how this feels on your skin.
Yeah.
And then it just kind of looked like it was not structural. It wasn't structured enough for like wind and such. So we eventually moved to something thicker. And yeah, 2 layers, and that's how it was born, pretty much.
Yeah, there's like a couple people like maybe making that like snow pant, like track pant crossover style, like, but we just felt like this like variation of it just like works with variable conditions. Like you can wear them at hood and be comfortable like when it's 60 70 degrees out, but then still like just throw them on over a pair of sweatpants when it's like a powder day and still works pretty well.
Versatile, some would call them.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. So so you said your first drop was only 3 pairs of pants.
Yeah.
I like that. I like that. Very low risk of not selling out if it's only 3 pairs. Who was the first customers?
Audrey Freeze.
Oh, all
Audrey
three.
Freeze. Yeah.
No, not for all three.
Oh no,
You
just
bought the whole
very
supply.
first pair.
Okay.
Yeah. Very first pair went out to Audrey's, so yeah. Shout out.
Yeah. Was it homies that just bought the first 3, or was there any randos?
No, it was completely random, just like
Wow.
mostly across the US. Because I mean, yeah, Jackson has been working on the Instagram like since day one. So like we had like a very minuscule amount of recognition like at that time.
Yeah. Cool. So what is the origin of the name and the logo? Because I love both, and I'm wondering where it came from.
So I'm from Essex, Massachusetts. One more shout out King Clam, my friend Mackenzie Woodman of Woodman's of Essex. They are the home of the fried clam. They invented the fried clam. And if you Google where the best clams in the world come from, it is out of the Essex Ipswich River, which is literally I grew up on it, like digging clams for like a summer job, like for a few years.
I like that. And the name, obviously, tides, the tides of the ocean. So
So any tide I need, I'm gonna go out there to dig those clams. Like, when are you going out to dig clams? Any tide I need to. You know what it is. You know what time it is.
And Jackson, what'd you think when he brought that to the table? When the clam man came knocking?
Way better than some of the ideas that were floating around. We were brainstorming names for a while, like sitting down and like writing them out. Like, it was like a blessing that one ended up coming to be for sure.
Did it click right away? Because I personally, and you see this when you're studying business in undergrad, like there's always like, oh, start a fake business. The worst part is always coming up with the name. So did it immediately click for you guys? Like, yep, that's the name, or was it like, I guess that could work?
I was pushing a few different options. I'm still a huge advocate of leg bags. We just might start a little sub chain or something.
No comment.
Leg bags, and make a jacket and call it the body bag.
Oh, that's actually kind of hard. I like that.
We're working on it.
That one's hopefully gonna come to be. But yeah, no, the second I heard it, I was like, yeah, that's it. I was definitely sold immediately.
Yeah. Was there a part of you that wished that you had launched it like earlier in college, so you could get some like campus promotion. You're more kind of like tapped into the social scene, or do you feel like it hasn't really held you back that you're doing it out of college?
No, because I mean, like me and Jackson working together, like for sure, like we're in the community that we want to be in, like no doubt about it. Like, I mean, like, I don't know, extra promotion is always good, but I feel like the timing worked out really well. Yeah, you have anything to say about that?
No, I don't. It. I'm personally back when schools help out with startups and such. I think that's really cool, and the place, Champlain, is definitely one of those places that really fucked with that stuff. But I liked that it was independent of that. We were starting from scratch and learning as we went, and we had some resources that we could fall to, which was really helpful, especially in the very beginning. I definitely asked some of the professors for advice, and even if we didn't take that advice, it was really good to have opinions other than the ones we came up with. But yeah, no, I didn't think that doing anything that like this campus or the student body had would have boosted Anytides that much. I mean, it sure would have helped.
Yeah, I mean,
but it would have. Yeah,
I just feel like the timing worked out pretty well because like when you're starting out, like I mean, like just doing it part time for a while is good, just because obviously like you're not gonna start out at like a full scale operation, but like I definitely felt like getting like full hands on, like full attention on just the business was I don't know, something that was really important to just like being able to grow it and actually provide like numbers of pants.
Yeah, no, Will's drive in the very beginning was nothing short but admirable. He hustled so hard, like not only just to like get it off the ground, to become actually to the point where we could sell pants, but also after the fact, up until now, honestly, he's made hundreds of pants by hand, and he's largely the only one doing it. Like 98% of the pants have been him probably at this point in terms of like doing it solo, start to finish.
I got a lot of help on the pre-orders. I dragged some of my friends and had a little assembly line going, but yeah. Not till I
sweatshop, a Burlington, Vermont sweatshop going on.
Yeah, precisely.
You can live here if you work for us.
Yeah,
Our
yeah,
homie Charlie did that.
Yeah.
So how did you start scaling up? Like the first ones, I mean, you started with 3, so I mean, you can really only go up from there in terms of quantity. Did you like get better sewing, get more efficient? Like, how did you actually start producing hundreds?
Yeah, definitely just proficiency with the sewing machine, like huge learning curve. Like it is, it was almost impossible. Like when I was starting to learn, and then it just like is just like that repetitive motion. You can just like do it with your eyes closed after like a certain amount of time. But yeah, not like it's just literally just throwing myself at it, which like I was saying, like it can't like at a point like it can't really be part-time, which like in school is good when you're starting out, but like when you're going, like you need to be on it full time. Like one specific example would be the arsenic collab that we did last November. Basically for those 10 pairs of pants, I spent probably 100 hours that week. Like it was 2 all-nighters and like multiple days, like full days. And so it was just a lot of hours in the shop.
Yeah. And so, I mean, I think there's going to be a lot of kids that listening to this. I mean, a large portion of them will be people that know you because that's usually how it goes. Everyone wants to listen to their buddy, but there's also going to be people that want to get into fashion. So, like, what sort of equipment do you use to actually make these pants? Like, what specific sewing machine, if you know?
Check this out. I got 2 home sewing machines. I've got a heavy duty singer and I've got a professional serger. The setup pretty inexpensive, but it works really well. But like, yeah, I mean, yeah, just yeah, my aunt got me going on the home machine, and it just yeah, this is it. Like,
I love that. Yeah, I like that the barrier to entry is actually like not super high for sewing stuff. It's more like your brain is the barrier to entry. You need to learn how to actually use the damn thing.
absolutely, yeah. Like, and also just being like motivated because like before I didn't even know like part of the reason why I didn't do something like this sooner is because like it's definitely intimidating and like I'd see people like Aaron Pettit and Sammy Hegloon doing takeout shorts and I'd just be like, what? Like you can actually just do it? Like, and they were inspired by Tall T Dan. And so it's just like a chain of just like, I don't know.
Yeah.
That
No, I like
creates
that. I like that. What's when you're actually grinding it out, what are you listening to? Are you a madman sitting there in silence just muttering to yourself or you throw like some music on? How do you get through it?
Juicy J, absolutely. Um, Juicy J, Dave East recently, and Griselda, of course.
Just on
Yeah.
repeat, just 100 hours straight.
No, I switch it up. You know the Red Hot Chili Peppers is good for the soul. No, no. Get some Blackout in there. Get some Sean P in there. Sean Price. Ooh, oh my God. I listen to music all the time. I honestly don't listen to a lot of podcasts or like. I was listening to a couple of yours, but like, yeah, not, yeah, not huge on, yeah.
And so, okay, so that's like one element of the scaling is like just actually making the product. But the everything else surrounding is on point too, like the media, specifically like the photos of the products. So how do you guys go about that? Because those are like super professional, like studio shots.
Oh yeah, like Charlie Cerrone. Also, like starting out, Charlie Cerrone was definitely someone who had like a huge influence on like getting us on the design wave because neither of us like really are fashion designers, but like he kind of I don't know helped us get in like the right direction, especially like the website and like presenting it to people. But like yeah, not yeah, mostly the presentation, not too much on the product, but like yeah, he definitely got us going on the design wave. Yeah, he's also just a super talented photographer. Like, seems like everything he does is just like I don't know, gold to me.
Yeah. I mean,
Excellent
if he's
save.
responsible for these photos and this like specifically the website is just it. I mean, it looks like you guys have been in business for like a while just based off the website. It's super professionally done.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That is enlarge his vision.
Yeah. That's awesome. So, in terms of I mean there's so many different aspects to the business. I mean, how much is if you want to look at financials, like is this hurting the pockets trying to get all this up and off the ground, or is it like
Yeah.
initially we could look at like initially was it did it really hurt the pockets to get started, and now like is it sustaining you guys like not having to work other stuff?
Not particularly. Jackson, well, we were doing the UVM coaching, but like I'm just like hustling to make rent and Jackson really does not make too much at all. Like it's really not like a cash cow or anything, but like what we're doing is yeah, we're just trying to like yeah, share something with like the community.
So it's not like a self you can't live off the money from this at least yet.
Not if you look at my taxes. Yeah, like we make it happen, but it's definitely not like yeah,
It's tight.
it's not the best structure right now, but we're working on it. We definitely got a few plans.
Yeah. Cool. And so in terms of like the other aspect of growth, quantity, money, all that stuff. So you mentioned that Jackson was like building the community. What was that effort like to get the word out about it? Like, did you guys link up with some athletes and say, "Yo, wear these as much as you can"? Like, how what was that whole process like?
So yeah, I mean, it just kind of came down to the homies, like the people that we were already skiing with. I think I was skiing with most of them a little before you. But yeah, we just like we're all roughly around same age. Makes it easy. Definitely some variance in there, but just skiing at Bush a lot, you see people. Um, Chris Bechtold is definitely in the beginning, like one of Will's all-time favorite skiers, and he just wanted to put Chris on with it in the very beginning, in particular. But uh, yeah, we've basically gotten to the point where just about everybody who wants to be is on the team, from the crew. Um, and because the crew happens to be really dank at skiing, it just kind of trickles down from there. We didn't really have to do too much work. Like I had to think about stuff and actually be conscious about the fact that this is for a business and not like for personal use.
Because it is a lot of your like close friend group.
Yeah, exactly. Like
Our
I never wanted it to feel like businessy to the homies. And in some aspects, that's probably happened at points. But yeah, it's super laid back. We only hook up people that we have specific reasons for. We also can't just hook up anybody, even though that would be cool to just like support the people that are deserving. But we're just not in a position to do that. But yeah, it just kind of, I don't know where I was going with that. That was kind of just trailing off. But yeah.
No, it's cool. What's your approach to collabs? Because the arsenic, that's a collaboration that makes sense, but like I know that you just worked with Scards recently and like threw some stickers in there. Like, what's your guys' approach to working with all those other people?
we mostly just want everyone to be happy and like get what they're looking for. Like we don't like I don't like to impose like my vision on anyone really, especially when it's something that like they're after. Like I don't want to inhibit that.
Nice, I like that. And so arsenic, Scards. Is there anyone? Or is there any others that I'm missing?
No, like official collabs, that's it. Maybe
Yeah.
with Stack because like he's been kind of on the fringe for a little while, but
Yeah, Matt
Yeah.
Stackhouse. But yeah, we got a couple plans lined up. But yeah, we don't want to just like do a collab for the sake of doing a collab. We want it to have some meaning behind it, and for whatever reasons they may be. Um, and Scars is obviously like a passion project, and Arsenic is, I mean, cares more about the community than anybody I've met. So those two made sense to us.
yeah, the arsenic one was really cool too because of course like Tall T Dan just like loves Jackson, so he just came over and we just like kind of just like he had a vision for it. Like he was like this is like what it should look like, and then we just kind of worked together to make it manageable because like yeah, like I said, it was like just so much time, and also that's another thing like those pants are an insane value because he put those out or we put those out for 222 and like that's literally less than what the apparatus is now. And it was just, yeah, two side vents, like with the stripes off.
Beautiful, chef's kiss.
Pocket. Yeah, it was really fun.
Dude, that's awesome. And I got to ask you guys because you know him personally, and I think this is what I wanted to ask earlier before I forget. What do you think of Chris's Instagram username? I think it's one of the best of all time.
Draws
Erect-
you in
Erectile Chris Function. You guys ever call him that?
all the time. Yeah, baby.
Yeah, I mean, I grew up with him. Like he's the one who I can credit to teaching me the most park. I was never like taught by anybody how to ski park at least. But Yeah, it's fitting.
One of the
Like,
most
it's
fun
funny.
to see.
Yeah.
He is the most fun to see in person.
Yeah, he's one of my favorite people to ski with and always has been.
Dude, that's awesome. I mean, so there's a bit of a like a deeper connection with you guys in terms of like the ski realm. So he got into Super Unknown. Was it last year or the year prior? Is that correct?
Last year.
Last year, yeah. So what'd you think, like looking at one of your best buds getting into that? Were you envious at all? Just super, I mean, you're probably super stoked on him, but did you like, did that put it in your mind like, yo, I want to do the same thing?
Um, Honestly, no. Personally, like
Chase had already done that.
Rory Walsh, and Chase and Zach Massey, all like really good homies of ours, all went the same year. Actually, I think it was 2017, maybe 28. No, I think it was 2017. And yeah, I mean, I was super hyped for all of them. And then Chris made it in, and I was because of the COVID situation, he was a semifinalist, super stoked for him, but I thought that was all it was going to be. And then he actually ended up going and so sick, and I was super hyped for him. And yeah, I mean, he did say it was really fun kicking it with all like these random people that cared about the same thing that he did. And that was really cool. But yeah, admittedly, I've never really been into level one movies. Like the first one I saw was like maybe 2018. I watched it for the Keegan part and I missed it. There was like a premiere at UVM and I just boofed it. But I ended up buying like the 20 pack when it came out, and then COVID hit, and then that was the first time I actually watched level one movies. So I wasn't like I always watched Super Unknown, but I just wasn't too like connected to it. Also, I never got good at jumps. So I was never like, this is realistic because my Super Unknown does not have a single jump clip. So
No, I like that. You keep it true to the East Coast. We don't need
yeah,
those big jumps, dude. What the hell? What the hell's all that about?
Nah.
Now you're down with
Jumps.
the jumps.
you're talking to the wrong kid. This is the most
Yeah.
dedicated jump skier that I've seen on the East Coast.
We're
No matter
like
the condition.
exact opposites.
Yeah.
I grew up watching level one and just like idolizing Adam DeLorme and just like wanted to go to Super Unknown to hit the jumps so bad, but I just can't. Obviously, like I'm not like about to do that, but he can, and broke his leg.
Dude, how are you? I thought they can't get the lips right at Bush. Are they just
No, they
dedicating
figured
all
it
that
out.
energy to the jumps?
They figured it out. Like the jump's been popping off the past few years, and like yeah, you see a ton of people, especially a lot of snowboarders throwing some cool shit, and of course Chase.
Yeah, and Andy too, and Chris.
Oh yeah,
All of them kill it on jumps.
Dude, so it's funny that you mentioned the level 120 pack because I mean whoever set that up with COVID, like the discount was an evil genius because I also bought it and watched them all during COVID. I had only seen like Sunny because I went to
Yeah,
the premiere when I was younger. So were you guys ever tapped into the YMR days back when Vermont was popping off in its own way? Are you familiar with those days at all? Like Liam McKinley and the OG crew
I mean, yeah, McKenna is the goated filmer of skiing.
of all time.
But
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, yeah. But it was a little before my time of like getting into park skiing. Uh, but once I moved to Burlington, I was informed and caught up to some degree.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, yeah, but nothing more than that.
So let's see. Um, we've covered a lot of stuff I wanted to cover, like the collabs, what's the future vision that you guys have? Like where's this going from here?
well, immediately, like all we're trying to do this summer is lock in with these people down in Fall River, Massachusetts. It's good lady Catherine is going to be helping out making some pre-orders for the snow pants, so that is going to be just exquisite because we got the sample back already and it is looking almost nicer than the pants that I make. So we're gonna check it out and put it to the test. But like, yeah, we're gonna basically try to move the apparatus to this production site in Massachusetts, and then that'll free us up to make some new stuff.
That's awesome. And so, like, is having it being like U.S. based, U.S. manufactured, is that super important to you from like a philosophical point, or is that literally just it's quicker turnaround?
I honestly like am not super high and mighty about it. I really just think the in-house production and like as close to in-house production as possible is the move, just because like the way everything is, like I, I don't want to speak about any company specifically, but like if you're making clothes a year out, like I'm just gonna come in and make something new. Like I'm like I don't want to like design like the same anorak that like everybody else has, and like that's the type of clothing that like people are making like that, where it's like they have the colors for 2024 picked out already, and like I don't know, we're gonna get there and like then determine like what the best outcome is, you know what I mean?
Well, I mean, yeah, in terms of a word of caution, that's what Saga did. Saga was like, we got the algorithm, dude. We know, like, based on past trends, we know what's going to be great. And then, boom, it doesn't work. Like, like, 2024 planning, like, colorways out, like, that far. Like, is that really, like, a realistic approach, like, at all?
Well, for some people it works, but like that was something that I was just like frustrated with seeing in like I want to make like new stuff all of the time. Like I am super excited because me and Dan Hathaway are making like they're gonna be a really fun pair of pants this fall, but like I like yeah, just want to be making new stuff. I don't want to like release the same pair of pants like year after year. Like even if like we could, like, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah, it just makes sense to keep things going in a good direction instead of just planning it out, because there's too many things that you can't predict, especially on a seasonal activity like skiing. Like trends just pop up. It's not like like a smooth progression and stuff that's like year round, for example. So it just like, yeah, Saga dropped the ball pretty heavily. It honestly kind of opened the doors for us to come in. Like, oh, like a new snow pants company just appeared. Like Saga just went out of business. It like
yeah,
I don't want to
say
say I don't want to what.
I don't know if it was a failure. Like they were just like
No,
planning to
I
like
would.
sell.
I mean, they
assume.
obviously wanted it to go. I don't know. Regardless, that is not the vision that I personally wanted to pursue. And I don't think that we're going to do that in the manner that they were doing it or remotely close to it, hopefully.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I
So,
just
go
I
ahead.
just like your signature like cut. Like how many years are you gonna drop the same like signature cut? Like I don't know, trend. Yeah, things change.
Yeah. So it looks like, from what I'm seeing on the Instagram, like you guys have kind of ventured into doing like small releases of other apparel, like like a hat here, t-shirt here. Are you guys always gonna? I mean, always is, that's that's a lot of time. But like, do you plan to focus on pants for the immediate future, and are a lot of your plans revolving around pants, or do you plan on expanding it to other articles of clothing?
Yeah, I mean, we're a pants company right now, but that's for the most part, that's because that's what makes the most sense. Um, yeah, pants are dank. Like everybody in like I mean, I feel like in a lot of action sports, pants is like a centerpiece to the person, because like skating, skiing, snowboarding, like biking, like scootering, rollerblading, like pants are like they're the closest thing to like the thing you're riding. And they make or break fits in some ways. It's a weird way to put it, but you know what I mean. But yeah, I mean, we're definitely going to expand into things other than pants. But yeah, I mean, the foundation is currently pants, so we're gonna keep going and kind of establish ourselves through that, and then go from there. Or at least that's the general outline that we're hoping to find.
Yeah, we got a structure we're trying to work towards right now. We're trying to build, and like, so to do that we gotta not just do anything. Like I've wanted to make a puff jacket for so long, but like it's gonna happen when the time is right.
Yeah. It is funny that I don't think I've ever thought about pants this much for like this sustained period of time. But it is funny that like you could really view like the history of ski fashion kind of through a pants lens. Like when people talk about fashion trends, they're like, "Oh yeah, everything was super baggy." And then everyone started wearing tight pants, and then everyone started wearing track pants. So you actually kind of are onto something saying that like pants are the centerpiece of the outfit.
Oh yeah. Like you can be shirtless, but people will focus on the pants. Like you can wear almost nothing but pants if you're skating, and like it doesn't matter. If you don't have pants on when you're like skiing or skating, like I mean, yeah. Good
Yeah, you're
point.
just kind of like
Yeah.
a goober. Like even if like somebody's wearing shorts, you're like, those aren't pants. Like you're not going to the
Exactly.
beach. Why are you wearing shorts?
And like the majority of people will share that feeling without communicating. So
Wow.
Especially spring skiing at the mountain. I don't need to see your short shorts.
Yeah. Hide those knees. Like keep that shit hidden.
Yeah, those ever white thighs. You gotta not be letting the children see those.
Yeah. Oh, that's funny, man. So, all right, before we get into truthfully, I haven't looked at the viewer questions in a second, so we'll see. But like before we get into those, who inspires you guys in terms of like the modern brands in skiing? Like who else is doing something similar that you guys are stoked on?
like Sovereign, like Zach and Lars, who he makes Deathlook. I don't know if you. Oh yeah, you said you know Zach already, or have
Mhm.
talked or interviewed him. But yeah, they like I know them. I was just with them before I went to Supren because they were Lars was hosting me in Truckee. Shout out him, fucking homie. But yeah, they know what's going on for sure. Less so about like inspiration, I would say, just like more respects paid. Also the reevaluate pants, those I would like
Yeah, I they're the only people doing cargo pockets well right now. Cargo pockets are not it, but they do it. They do it good.
Damn. Hella props. Love that. Um, all right, we'll get into the viewer questions. We'll start off with the first one, and I said this last episode, but I think this is just gonna be a segment, so I might stop calling this one a viewer question. But what's your guys' hot take in skiing, in fashion, in pants? Like, what's the hot take that you guys got?
Oversized, easily. Like just the largest pair of pants you can possibly like make. Like it keeps getting bigger too. So like I guess there is no boundary, but
yeah, I have a lot of hot takes. I mean, maybe it's not a hot take, just like I have my opinions. Um, sorry, I'm kind of like the options are endless, so I'm becoming blank. You know what I'm talking
Yeah,
about
I
when
know
that
what you're
happens.
saying.
Um, uh, you got anything you want to guide me with, Will?
I don't know. The only thing recently is at Sugarbush, nobody wears a helmet. There's like 3 people wearing a helmet. That's not really fashion. It's just like more people. There's people there that should be wearing helmets. Like we'll think of a hot take. Just give us a second.
Yeah.
Wait, what about polls? What's the poll scene at Bush? Those in or out?
It's off and on.
Yeah,
No
respect
polls.
given.
No polls make sense just because like when you ski with poles, you usually like to go a little. I feel like people usually ski faster with poles, and just like skiing rails is, in my opinion, more fun without poles, and bush is rails. So, uh, I'm sorry, dude. I'm I'm really struggling right now.
Kid's so
You're
hot.
one of
He's
those
like
questions
just
I wasn't
completely
ready
fried,
for.
dude. You just got fried from all the takes. It's all right. Um, we'll go into my first question then that I received, and it's just I don't know if he's joking or not. Ankilla asks, "Why pistachios as the logo?"
Classic.
Yeah, we've heard that before.
So is that a common misconception that it's pistachios and not clams?
Yeah, what are those little baked like cookies? I forget. Macaroons. People call it that sometimes. Hamburger. So, someone said it looked like the Saga logo. I
I didn't see
Not what
that
I was
one.
shooting for.
Yeah.
I drew that on MS Paint. It's just a clam.
Yeah, it was this. We were gonna replace it at like a pretty quick, or Will at least wanted to replace it. And I was like, I kind of like this because I mean, he just didn't think it was gonna be whatever. But turns out he's really nice with MS Paint.
That's actually super impressive that that you Microsoft painted that. Honestly, I kind of like. I've never thought of this, but I kind of like that it's mistaken as other stuff. It's like the ON3P dilemma, you know? People are like, how do you actually pronounce that? Is it on ep? You know,
Yeah.
on 3P, on 3P. Like, is this a pistachio? Is it a clam? I kind of like it.
The mystery.
Yeah, yeah. Why not? All right. Let's see. I don't even is. Let's see if this one's correct. Shoeman. Some of you guys moved west, but returned to Bush. What sets Vermont above the rest? Have you guys ever moved out west, or is he talking about your crew?
Yeah,
Probably
that's
people in the crew.
yeah, Chris and Andy and Chase probably.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
VR. VR's not on the crew.
And so they made it back out to Vermont. Have you what's it
I mean,
like? What do you hear? What are the tales from out west that you hear?
Lot. I mean, after just being out west, it's just like just the general mentality is a little bit more laid back from what I've seen. And also being in Salt Lake, people are just kind of chilling harder out west versus on the East Coast. I feel like not necessarily just in like or even in skiing, just in the way of their lifestyles. Um, I think it's a lot easier to make a name for yourself on the East Coast, or at the very least, be more distinct. Because there's just fewer people that care about skiing to that point around here. There's a lot more. I would say there's a lot more. Maybe not more casual skiers. Just the ratio of casual skiers to people that really care about it is different in the park skiing scene. Obviously, there's a ton of racers out here, but yeah, I think that's probably one of the big ones. And also just like feel like there's a lot of good job opportunities on the East Coast, just because of the density, populations and such.
Yeah. Do you feel like there's a lot of job opportunities up in Vermont? Like just from somebody that's a little further south in New England, it seems like Vermont's pretty. I personally love Vermont, but because it's quiet. So like, is there stuff going on up there?
you can. I've always kind of been able to get a job, not a good job ever really, except for the Alpine shop. But yeah, like I don't know, like if you want to wash dishes, like that is always like super easy, like you know what I mean, like but like that no, it's like not super great on the job market up here, and also like the housing market is insane right now. Like you literally like can I just looked at a 2-bedroom basement for 2750 a month, which is just obscene. Someone's basement.
Is it like
Yeah, there's
what's driving that up? Is that just like because every like is it just because there's a lot of ski resorts, so there's a lot of vacation houses up there? Like what is killing you guys up there?
Part of it is probably Burlington's starting to grow like a little bit, but not like it's definitely not like in a growth phase. It's just like probably in part from like the gas and just like other kind of like yeah economic impacts like that. Like I don't know.
yeah. UVM has a lot of influence on the local economy and just the amount of people that come in that have money to spend that a lot of the locals don't have. But yeah, I mean, it's not just UVM. It's like Champlain, UVM, St. Mike's. There's one in Winooski. Yeah, there's a lot of
CCV.
colleges. Yeah, CCV. Yeah, there's just a lot of colleges around here, so I think that impacts it a lot.
Yeah. I mean, in terms of understanding Burlington as a city, and I've never really gotten to talk with anybody on the podcast about like Burlington, Vermont as a place, so that's kind of why I'm taking the opportunity to do it now. But is it a town of college kids, or is it a city that has a college in it, if that makes sense? You know, like is it a college town or is it a city with a college?
It is overrun by college kids, like for surely.
Mm-hmm.
There are parts like the North End, Old North End. Like there's definitely parts that feel more like a city than a college town.
Yeah, you got people running it like Yanni though. He's out there all the time. I don't know, just like it seems like I see him like everywhere I go almost. Just like
Yanni?
yeah, he's like like,
Out and about.
yeah, like it's like I don't know if you'd call it like the art scene, but like there's definitely like I don't know some good culture up here, but it's everyone in that same age bracket. It's definitely a lot like of young people.
Yeah, it's definitely a young person place.
Until you get out of this very small city.
My idea of Burlington when I think of it, because I haven't been there in a while, but it's like a lot of college kids, and then like a couple, like usually homeless people that are like middle aged, and then like a lot of old people. Is that a fair characterization? It seems like people leave Burlington as soon as they can, and then maybe come back for retirement. I don't know if that's accurate.
Yeah, that's probably a fair assessment, more or less. I would say that there are parts that are definitely just like like catered to the older generations. The homeless people are not like they're overall pretty nice in my encounters. Although I did have one homeless dude on acid with a wine bottle walk into my house with my roommates asking for the shoes that were at the entrance. And we were like, I'm sorry, but you can't take our shoes. He was really chill about it, but could have been bad because he did have the wine bottle. So we were not sure what was about to go down.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's definitely like a little too small to just stay in Burlington for most people. But there's definitely like college age counties, no doubt.
I was gonna say maybe we should clip this and send it to UVM admissions and give them and maybe we get to share this with everybody and they find out what's really going on in Burlington.
Oh, I work there. Don't do that.
No, we're playing. All right, we'll get the rest of these viewer questions and then we'll get to bed. Let's see. Two dot hair. What is your favorite trick on both jumps and rails? I'll let you guys both take that, even though I suspect you'll only have one answer for each of you.
You want to go first?
Yeah, probably switch cork 5, probably blunt.
And then rail.
Oh man, I'd say it's not really a tail press. I just like to sit down on rails, like it's like almost a tail press. It's like I'm on my heels, but it's like I don't know. That's just really fun.
I like that. I'm surprised you had an answer for the rail one, since you're such a jump addict.
Yeah, I try.
Yeah, and Jackson.
I really like no grab 360s. And I really like one rail trick. That's tough. I really like 50-50s like so much. I really like Wallies too. That's not a rail trick, but it's a thing. Probably 2 to switch or switch up to switch. And then 50-50s. One of those 3.
Love it.
Depending on the day.
Cool. And then last viewer question. It's not really ending on a bang. It's this kind of just a light sizzle to end this out. Aaron Zinovich, best pant material.
Ripstop. No,
That's what Zach said.
I don't know. Like
We'll let you know when we find it.
I actually made a pair of insulated corduroys, so it's like cotton flannel underneath the corduroy, and that's not like one fabric, but I thought it was like pretty cool in the end. Just like a nice like fat pair of corduroys.
Boom.
Underrated. Corduroy is underrated.
Yeah. And then, so we'll circle back. Jackson, you've had some time to think. You got your hot take, or you still?
I mean, I have a hot take that you probably shouldn't, broadcast. The crew infuriates me like no one else in skiing. I hate it with a passion. It pisses me off when I watch their movies. No disrespect to them as people in terms of their personalities. They're mad nice people from what I've heard from my close homies, but their skiing and filming and editing is bad for the community, in my opinion. Like, it's detrimental. Yeah, I'm not a fan.
That is a piping hot take.
Nothing wrong with it. Just like if you think you're the best, then go out there and try to be the best. Like,
I think I'm gonna bleep out I might bleep out the name that you said, but leave all the thoughts about it. So people, because that's great. Then people are gonna be like, "Who the fuck was he talking about?" That'll be perfect.
Some people will definitely know.
Yeah. No, that's good.
You can do that if you want. Like, yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, I'll bleep. I mean, you want me to bleep it, or I can leave it uncensored if you really want to get the people.
No,
I'll censor it. They're nice dudes. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't want them to like. That's just an unnecessary attack.
A shot. Yeah. No, but we'll leave it in to know that you have some thoughts about a certain crew out there. You got any other hot takes? I mean, dude, if that's just the one that you pulled out of the ether, like those, you got some other good ones in there.
Like, oh man, yeah, I got a couple. People. So Hornbeck is right. Pizzaing ain't it? Yeah. So I mean, I'm a coach, or we're coaches, and it's understandable to learn, but there's a point where you got to stop fucking pizzaing. I'm not to be insulting or anything to people who pizza, but the goal is to keep your skis straight at all times, in my opinion. It's also actually no, I'm not going there. But yeah,
hit it.
What were you about to say? You got something.
Influencers are my pet peeve, especially on the mountain. If you're an influencer on the mountain, like, get the hell out of the way. Like, not even like, yeah, like I all right, yeah. Example, I was at Killington a week ago, and you have to start halfway down the trail to get enough speed for the final jump. And there was a girl just getting a video of her just like skiing down like all the rollers into the jump and like just like around all the features. And I was like, this girl is not stopping me right now. Like, get the hell out of the way.
So do you mean influencers like just anyone recording videos in the park on their phone? Like, what is your definition of influencers?
Super hot take. Literally anyone who goes out for one run and says, babe, get a video of this side kicker. Like, it's like, unless you're like really risking it all right there, like, you got to be going big. Like, I don't know.
On that note, little less of a focus on that. People who judge others on spin to win do not get my respects. It is so, like, you gotta fucking understand that skiing isn't just all about park and what tricks you can do and what tricks you can't do. And I really just got that entire vibe at Copper of like all the little kids, or kids younger than me, a lot of them, not all of them. You could just tell by the way they were just sizing everybody up. It was just like super like, what I'm saying? It was just like so whack. And social media is like expediting the speed at which somebody comes to that point, in my opinion. Because just little kids see that right away, and they like see a lot of the kids that are popping out for their age on social media or whatever. And they're like, oh, that's it. Like, that's the mentality to have. And it's just so fucking shot. Like,
yeah, it's like kids don't even know anymore that it's like you're just out there having fun. Like skiing is preposterous. Like just have fun.
yeah, like people take it way too fucking seriously. Like, oh my God. Yeah, Copper had some shit that I was not stoked on about skiing. Like, just to know that that was the state of skiing.
I love Copper.
He has I'd rather be at Copper sticker on his pattern tubes. It's like
The scroll.
Where's the Bush sticker, dude?
Dude, well, I'm glad you said that skiing is preposterous, because if you have not, if there's a skier that has not had that thought, you're just like an NPC. Like, it is the most ridiculous thing ever to give a shit about.
Yeah.
Like, do you guys ever feel like foolish that you dedicate so much time to something that's like objectively just like something a cartoon character would do? You know, like,
No, I think it's awesome. I think it's awesome until it's too close to rollerblading, and then I'm like, all right, we gotta do something way different now. You gotta go hit a big jump or something.
I constantly think about that, but I just love skiing so much that I don't care.
Yeah, exactly. It's one of those things you overlook, but it really is just a goofy hobby.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. I mean, you got any other hot takes for us, or you wanna close this thing out?
No, I'll leave it at that.
Yeah.
Leave it at that. I don't want to get too worked up.
That was a good one.
Yeah.
Come on, just tease us with one more, just one little one.
Gotta be a burning one about someone you really despise.
Oh God, dude. Such a nice guy, but doesn't know how to fucking ski. Like, he can do the tricks. He laces those tricks up. Mad consistent. I have utmost respect for the way he skis through the park and does the same tricks that he ends up filming like the whole day. And I think he's a super good dude. But holy fuck, I hate watching him ski. Almost as much as
There's gonna have to be a lot of bleeps for this part if we want to keep the peace. All right. Well, it was a pleasure to meet both of you guys, and yeah, thank you for your time and coming on here. It was fun talking about pants and a bunch of Vermont shit. So that was cool.
Hey, thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah,
Oh.
much obliged.
Before I forget, where can they find all your stuff?
Anytides.com or just Anytides on Instagram. Oh yeah.
Yes, sir. All right. That is it.